All right, guys, so today you need a blue piece of paper from your art kit. So any blue will work. Mine just happens to be light blue. If you have a really dark blue, I would maybe avoid that one. Let's stick to a lighter blue if we can, or like a regular royal blue. And then make sure you have your sketchbook example from yesterday. You still have your pencil and eraser. Okay, it should be pretty simple today. We are basically taking the concepts we learned yesterday and applying them to our good paper. So what we need to remember is that we're going to draw nice and light today, because eventually we're going to color this and nobody wants to see the pencil after we're done coloring. So we want to make sure that we draw light. So hold your pencil loose and then use your eraser as needed. So if you know that you tend to draw kind of dark, let's really focus today on holding our pencil further back and a little bit looser in our hands to ensure that we don't have huge dark marks on here that we can't erase or can't cover up if we're going to use white or yellow or anything like that later on. We are going to be using our oil pastels to color our snowflake people. Okay, so I really like my design from yesterday. I don't think I'm going to make too many changes. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my head. And my paper is slightly larger than my sketchbook paper. So I'm going to make sure that my head is slightly larger as well. And towards the top, remember, we are going to make that circular oval shape and go around and around and around until I feel like I have a nice shape. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my eraser right away and clean up any of the lines that I don't want to keep. Okay, very good. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and put on our nose and our ears next. I'm going to go ahead and draw my nose first, and then I'll erase out. Making sure that our nose isn't super big or super small. Oh, you know what? I kind of tilted mine a little too far to the right. So I'm going to go ahead and erase and put it back in. I'm going to go ahead and move it over a little bit. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and all right, so I can add a nostril if I want to. So I could do this if I want to, but I actually think I prefer it without the nostrils. I'm going to go ahead and grab and then put in my ears. I'm going to make a roundish mark on this side, and then straight across from there, a small roundish mark on the other side. And then it's up to you if you want to draw in those lines, leave them there, or erase. It's completely up to you. All right, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to add our mouth. Clean up my lines around my nose a little bit. So remember, our mouth is that big oval shape that fills up a lot of space on our head. All right, like so. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and add that tongue piece. Remember that that's just like a little like a rainbow, a soft curve that extends side to side. And then we're going to go ahead and put in our teeth as well. I start by making the sidelines and then a parallel curve over to here. All right, and then decide if you are making all of your teeth. Are you missing your front two teeth? You decide. I think I'm going to actually take out my front two teeth this time, just to make it a little different than my previous example. Let's see. Do I like that, or do I want to put one back in? I think I actually want to put one back in. It looks too much like a mistake, like a hole. I'm going to go ahead and draw one back in. And there we go there. All right, so I've got ears, nose, tongue, teeth, head. All right, we are ready to move on. The next step, remember, is our scarf. So if we remember from yesterday, we learned that the scarf kind of lined up with that tongue. So I'm going to do the same thing again and just sort of pretend like it keeps going like a big hill. And that's where I'm going to draw my lines for my scarf. Remember, they're curved like parentheses a little bit. And then we close it with like a smiley face curve here. All right. Then we're going to add the pieces of the scarf, the one that goes down this way, like a rectangle. Close it off. And then add in some tassels if you want to. That's an accessory. And then the other piece is going to go off to the side like so. Over there. All right, so we've got our scarf and we've got our head. Next up, we want to put in our shoulders for our coat or our sweater. So from the edge of our scarf, soft curve to the left. And then this one gets a little bit covered up by our scarf. And then soft curve to the right. And then I'll erase anything that I overlapped with the scarf piece there. And then down here, we're going to find where our arms would be. Soft curve left side, soft curve right side, and then again, erase anything that gets covered up with your scarf because your scarf would be in front. Okay, so here's where you get to add all of your extra details. What are you going to do to your scarf? Are you going to do polka dots? Are you going to do stripes like I did over here? And when I did stripes, I put them in kind of curved like here. Are you going to do a zipper? Are you going to do stripes on your sweater or coat? How do you want it to be? So make sure you pick your design. Got a little crooked there. So I'm going to kind of combine a couple things. I'm going to go ahead and draw my zipper, remember, with 2 parallel lines. And then some V's to show that it's the zipper. And then I could decide what I want to do with my coat. I'm going to switch things up for my other example because it's no fun to have them all look the same. I'm going to do polka dots on my coat. And then I think I'll do stripes on my sweater. Okay, or sorry, not on my sweater, on my scarf. So polka dots on my coat, stripes on my scarf. And then for my hair, do I want it, in the wind or do I want it down? Maybe I'll do it in the wind, but I'll do it straight. So our people are definitely more cartoony, more caricatures, but it's still the same concept of even if we were drawing super realistically, our head would be tilted back, and so we wouldn't see our eyes or anything up on the top of our head. We would see what's opening here. All right, don't do anything else yet. No coloring, no adding snowflakes. This is where we're stopping for today. I think it looks great. Add whatever you need to, and we will move on tomorrow. Good job, guys.